Welcome to this week's episode of Your Stock Request for the 1st of February. Every week I'll look at the charts for a few different stocks as requested by you. Please email us at mail@fairmontequities.com with the stock that you want me to look at. There's a limit of one per person and no guarantee that your stock will be covered, depending on the demand. Also, just make sure that you do share this video on social media, Twitter and Facebook. The more people we have viewing the videos, the more chance we have of getting some good requests. Also, just take note of our disclaimer. Any advice is general only. Okay, the first one we have today, Castillo Copper, CCZ. This is a weekly chart, as we can see, going back a few years. And there seems to be a lot of stocks at the smaller end of town which have just done nothing for a number of years and then in the last 6 months have come alive. I'm not familiar with this company, but I am bullish on copper, and some of our clients are in stocks like Euroz Minerals and Sandfire. Obviously what's clear here is it's gone from about 2 cents to 9 cents. A lot of volume coming in. I'll just move to a daily chart. So it's obviously still heading up. I mean, there's not too much I can add. Price action since the beginning of January has been a bit negative, but it has been a bit negative for most resource stocks. So it looks like a bit of a reversal here, but we can already see some price rejection down near 5 cents and volume picking up yesterday as the stock recovered off those lows. So I'm expecting this one to resume the uptrend. The next one we have is 3PL. This is looking quite bullish. This is one that we actually covered in our client research around about a few months ago. It was around sort of these levels here. That's the research report we send out on Tuesdays. If you're not a client receiving that report or you haven't seen it yet, make sure you at least sign up to a free trial, because this one's been a cracker. So you could see that bounced off the lows, consolidated, and then cracked above resistance. So this is what sparked my attention a few months ago. So it had a good run initially, traded sideways again, and it sat on top of this high. So we could see it sitting on top there, and then it's had another run. Pulled back for the last couple of weeks, but so far this weekly candlestick, I'll just zoom in a bit more. So you could see how bullish that looks, and the volume has come in as well this week. So, nothing wrong with the way this is trading. In terms of price targets, I wouldn't be surprised if it at least retraces the 61.8, which brings us up to about $2. And we can see that probably would be a good level of resistance. From current levels, still some pretty good upside. Okay, MXC, which is MGC Pharmaceuticals. Again, just another stock that seems to have sort of launched out of nowhere. This one did it a few years ago. Trading pretty well. There's not really much I can add for this one. Clearly trending up. Again, just looking at the moves up compared to the moves down, still all looks quite bullish. Seems to be a bit of price rejection here near the old high. But at the moment, I don't see anything that indicates it can't go through that. Australian Mines, AUZ. So this is similar to that first stock. Did nothing for a while and then just exploded. This one's gone from 2 cents to about 15. Again, there's not really much I can add. Well, what I can add is it doesn't look negative. At the very least, it should consolidate further. So simple pattern of a big move up followed by a flat move, and we can see the volume. So that's sort of classical sort of charting there. You just look for volume on the way up and hopefully not much volume on the way down. And moving to a daily chart, we can see it a bit clearer. That's the move up, and so far it's just consolidating. Maybe there's a bit of a triangle here, but it doesn't matter if it breaks this. It might just come back and retest this 8 cent mark. The important thing is that it's made a move from 2 cents to 15 cents in the space of what looks like about a month. And then in the last 3 months, it can only retrace half that. So that's quite bullish. Okay, something a bit more blue chip, Webjet. This chart, not really sure to be honest. We did have a look at it around here and I started to get negative because of the price rejection. And then as it started coming back, I noticed the volume was really picking up. And we could see that eventually it got smashed. Shorter term, it looks like it might bounce. But I have to admit, it's quite a messy chart pattern and I just can't be too confident on where it's going to go. I think in the short term, a little bit higher. But beyond that, I'd be a bit cautious. Boral, trending nicely. Don't see any danger signs. Had a bit of a consolidation here across December, January. So about a month of declines. Managed to overcome that in a week, which is a positive. Volume coming back in on the daily chart. Moving back out to the weekly chart. Just trending, just doing well. I'd be happy to hold it. Okay, 4DS. Again, just doing nothing until late last year. All the volume has come in and it's launched higher. Just moving to a daily chart. Again, just that pattern I like to see in that we've got a nice bullish move up. Sort of fairly flat correction on lower volume. Another big move up. Good volume. Eased back, lower volume. A lot of volume has come in, moved up. There's not much else to it. So far it's doing well. I know that there's been some price rejection here, but just based on how it's been trading previously, I don't think I'd be too worried. I'd only be concerned if, obviously, if it started to come off and the volume was high, but we could see that, at least for the last couple of days, that the volume's trailed off again. Western areas, this is another one from our, this is another one that I like and one that I put in our client research last year and I'm quite bullish on. I've mentioned this one on TV as well, couldn't help myself. So we can see this large decline over the last sort of 6 years from about $7 down to $2. And then we can see a nice sort of move up, started to look interesting for me, and then I got more bullish when it broke this downtrend. So we could see the break of the downtrend, the retest, and now it's gone higher. And if we have a look at the previous peak here, it's managed to surpass it. I know it's come back a bit, but I think this one has further to go. It reminds me of Fortescue when it fell from $7 down to $2, and then within a year it got back to $7. Looking at a daily chart, I'll just remove these lines. So just looking at a daily chart from the June low, I know it swings around a lot. I'm still happy to hold it. We've got higher highs, higher lows, good volume on the way up. Again, just no danger signs. So you can try to trade this one in and out, but sometimes it's better just to hold these. If you're into something like this and it's doing all the right things, you're usually better off just holding it. Finally, CSR. Look, another one that we looked at. So I've got a few requests of stocks that I've already looked at before, which is good, I suppose. Sorry, I'll stick to this daily chart. So we could see that CSR got hit in May last year, has managed to recover. We put it in our report a few weeks ago because I thought this looked really interesting. This consolidation under a previous high, and that's fairly similar to what I saw with BHP when we picked that a few months ago to go on and rally higher. So a consolidation under a previous high. So notice that around here, it looks like it has finally broken out in the last few days. Hasn't looked too convincing up until yesterday, where it just rallied, I think it was about 4%, and on strong volume. And we could see that now it's taken out this high as well. So this is a bit of a buy signal. If you didn't buy it back here when we first reported on it, it might just congest for a couple of days, but I think any weakness is a buying opportunity, and I don't think it's going to just hit 520 where the old high is and come back. It's done all the work here, so I'd be ready to push right through it. On the negative, most brokers have price targets well under where it's trading at the moment. So, it is a bit of a leap of faith that the brokers have got it wrong, but they do often get it wrong. CSR doesn't report until another couple of months. So it's not as though if you buy it now, they're going to release their next set of results in the next few days. Of course, anything can happen. They could come to market with an unexpected announcement, but I think this one's shaping up as a fairly interesting trade. So appreciate whoever brought that one to our attention. This one's looking quite interesting. All right, well, that's it for this week. Remember, send in your requests and make sure you share the page on social media.